we are threatened by a great tyranny, a tyranny that is brutal in its primitiveness. It is a tyranny that has brought thousands, millions of people into slave camps and is attempting to make all humankind its chattel. Now let America, saddened by the tragedy of lost opportunity, etch in its memory the role of countries once independent, now suffocating under this Russian fall. All these people are blood kin to us. How many people today live in the great fear that never again shall they hear from a mother, a grandfather, a brother, or a cousin? Dare we rest while these millions of our kinsmen remain in slavery? I can almost hear your answer. The American conscience can never know peace until these people are restored again to being masters of their own fate. Not only in Eastern Europe is communist barbarism broken forth beyond its own borders, on its Asiatic periphery, the Kremlin has made captive China and Tibet, Inner Mongolia, Northern Korea, Northern Japan, the northern half of Indochina, its slaves. It has added 500 million people to its arsenal of manpower. Most of those people in the Far East have been our friends. More than 100 years ago, our clipper ships brought to them the products of the West, and our missionaries penetrated into their interiors, and there became the heralds of a better life. Through a dismal decade of false starts, fractional measures, loud policies, and faint deeds, we have lost them. Again, I can hear you say, the conscience of America shall never be free until these people have opportunity to choose their own path. The lands and the millions made captive to the Kremlin are harsh evidence that dire peril stalks every free nation today. Tyranny must feed on new conquests, else it withers away. The reactionaries of communist materialism, violent antagonisms of any form of religion, would return man to a horrible bondage. Against this paganism, we must preach and practice the truly revolutionary values of man's dignity, man's freedom, man's brotherhood under the fatherhood of God. These values have inspired generations and have overcome tyrannies in nature, in society, in individual man himself. All history testifies that these spiritual values are the ultimate source of every right, every privilege, for that matter, every material advantage we enjoy in the modern world. To preach and to practice them so that all the world shall once again find hope in them requires of each of us a genuine effort in his daily life. They have only one quality, one military strength that we lack. They have unity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, their unity is based upon the force of a police state. We have to match that unity and overmatch it with the certainty that we and the free world are defending common values, and in that understanding provide a common front against them. We can never rest, and we must so inform all the world, including the Kremlin, that until the enslaved nations of the world have in the fullness of freedom the right to choose their own path, that then and then only can we say that there is a possible way of living peacefully and permanently with communism in the world. We must tell the Kremlin that never shall we desist in our aid to every man and woman of those shackled lands who seeks refuge with us. Any man who keeps burning among his own people the flame of freedom, or who is dedicated to the liberation of his fellows. Their efforts behind the Iron Curtain are accompanied by virulent subversion and propaganda inside the free world. And though we say it in shame, as we say it in anger, they have penetrated into many critical spots of our own country, even into our government. here may I pay my tribute to the American Legion for its unending, effective efforts to uproot subversion, communism from wherever it finds it in our country, and to stay on that job until it is done. May I, at this moment, enlist with you for the duration in the great cause you have set yourselves. Now, in order to obtain their objective, Stalin has said that there may have to be another international war unless the free nations, including America, become so convinced of the hopelessness of the struggle that they will surrender. Now, does there anyone here think that America ever quits? Does anyone here think that America will ever surrender to that kind of a threat or talk? And Stalin knows just that. Therefore, I say, we are in great peril.